Bye, Steven!
All right, everybody. Practice concluded here from Chicagoland Speedway. Cade Cannon, fastest so far in practice. We're just going to jump straight into qualifying. 134 laps or 135 laps, one of the two tonight. Shane Hard, a few minutes ago, just came off his 5th win of the season. He looks to go 3 in a row. As here, the first car on track, Jordan Jorno. I believe, actually, no, Cade Kenny will be the first one to post a lap. Again, it's going to be hard to keep on point. It's going to be hard to keep on track the points after Road America tonight. I'm currently working on it as we speak, but as right now, as you hear, Cannon shuts it down. We'll run the ticker across the score. As right now, it is Aaron Stanton who barely holds the pole over Mike Kauser. We try to find other drivers here, but still on track. One man trying to make up some ground after a very terrible Road America. Jason Williams trying to regain some of the points. As you notice at the top, the pylon isn't complete yet. It's got to sit here and update. Another man looking to have a good run tonight after a decent run just a few minutes ago at Road America, Josh Henderson. And he will jump into the top of the board. 31.211 knocks his brother off the top spot. So the brothers, as Stephen Henning Jr. with a 205 knocks off Henderson. Well, one of the drivers who need a big run coming into the night as he pays homage to the veterans on Memorial Day. Brett Hanrahan, his first lap, 15th quickest. Down there at the bottom of the screen. Well, that might have been his second lap. There was a second lap. See, Frank Chavez throwing some patriotic colors of his own.
Man, it's been a long time since I've seen y'all. Feels like we haven't raced in a little bit.
Yeah, how are the kids doing?
That doesn't even feel like a week's gone by.
But it's only been 10 minutes.
Bum, bum, bum. Did you fix your internet, by the way, Adrian?
So right now we will get a word with the pole setter if we can cut between the driver's chat. That would be the driver, if I ain't mistaken, of the number 12. Stephen Henning, Garrett Jenkins got a copy.
Yes, sir.
But buddy, right now, you own a provisional poll. Just been made official. How do you feel? That was a monster lap you laid down.
Oh, man, I didn't know I was going to do that. I just got to thank the boys in the chat there. They helped me there. I didn't practice this track at all this week. I was basically just doing the road course one to make sure that I got that one down. It didn't look like a dummy basically out there all race. But yeah, we went out there and we put it down, so I'll take it and we'll go from there. Hopefully we got the rest. I don't even know how many laps we got here,
I just told.
but hopefully we got the rest that we can go out there and win this. Hopefully.
Well, buddy, to answer your question tonight, it is
Take a milk.
it is 110 laps.
You know what?
So
Okay.
hopefully we'll be talking to you at the end of 110 laps.
Hopefully too. Good job up in the booth there, buddy. Love watching the race after the fact. I got it on right now, so
Mark my words.
All right.
thank you for broadcasting. Thanks for the fans watching.
I'm the same person who also said.
Ain't no
if I was
problem.
driving a one
Your
on
mom-
a race, I
your
would
mom
go
said
buy one.
congratulations,
I'm
by the
gonna be
way.
smashing it.
Best of luck to you.
Okay, well, thank you, Mom.
And if you're
Stephen Henning rolls off from the pole.
Milk or almond milk or whatever you just settle for.
Get a word with him. We'll get a word with the man who had about as good as a Road America as he could ask for. Josh Anderson, Gary Jenkins got a copy.
Yes, sir.
Well, buddy, you got speed here at Chicagoland. That is for sure. Tell me about it. Is it capable of winning tonight?
Why are we
I think
so
so,
close
man.
to
I'm
qualifying
feeling really
next
good.
to each other,
There's
huh?
going to be a lot of draft on this track. I'm curious to
Is
see
it
if tires
full
come into
throttle?
play after 10, 15 laps, and we'll see if we can take care of it, not turn the wheel as much as everybody else, and be there at the end. But obviously, yeah, survived Road America. Had a heck of a battle. I don't know if anybody saw it with Chris and I the last couple turns there, so that was a lot of fun. Big shout out to him for racing me clean. It was awesome. But yeah, on to Chicagoland now, and let's take care of it and keep it up front all night.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. Josh Henderson rolls off from Chicagoland in the second position. You were in Chevy 1 or 2?
I think I was with my brother. I think 2.
Okay. Josh Henderson, everybody. Speaking of his brother, we might get a word with him here in a little bit. As we await the field to start rolling. So the starting lineup for tonight, and of course it is Chicagoland. It's a no road coursing. This is straight. It is just straight racing. As we get a look at the starting grid for tonight, it was not by much. But Stephen Henning Jr. lays down a monster lap to capture the pole. Josh Henderson, 5/1000 of a second off.
So, I know last race was obviously the first race. This is a little bit easier to do since it's oval.
We'll wait.
But I wanted to say thank you everybody for taking a moment here to come out here on Memorial Day here, and just a moment of silence here for the fallen vets that we've had, and we'll just take our quick moment of silence as drivers here, and Garrett, if you wanted to do it on the broadcast, go for it.
Granted that we've already done it. You cannot thank the men and women who have gave everything for us. You cannot thank them enough. So with that said, we will follow the moment of silence here.
All right, thank you everyone for doing that. Let's have a good race here at Chicago, and yeah.
With that being said, we'll take it for the top right before they go green. Stephen Henning laid down a monster lap, 5/1000 over Josh Henderson. Aaron Stanton, Mike Hauser just finished second and third in the first race. They'll roll off third and fourth. Four-time winner, or I'm sorry, scratch that. Five-time winner, looking to go 6 and 3 in a row. Shane Harr rolls off fifth. Jordan Jorno, after a brilliant climb from the back of the field at Road America, he'll roll off sixth, looking for every point he can muster. Cade Cannon in seventh. Bobby Hadaway eighth. Elijah Fisher a little deep in the field. He'll start next to Jason Williams. Chris Lyotta, Levi Ramsey joins us tonight. A.J. Thompson rolls off 13th. Robert Wilhoit in 14th. Frank Chavez and Brent Hammerhand rounds out the field. With that being said, it's been a night of racing. It's going to keep on. 110 laps from Chicagoland, the best in the business. Take the green flag as David the Flagman waves the green flag. Run away. Oh, no way wrecking. Jason Williams, you see him there.
Looks like somebody lost their steering.
Jason Williams, and it has already turned into a disastrous night as a man needing the points. What happened right on lap one? Not even 500 feet from the start-finish line. Let's take a look at it.
Yeah, give me the ear. Well, I'm gonna have hit for damage eventually.
You're hard to hear, Chris.
Give me the EOL. I have damage.
So I want to actually go a
He's
little.
saying give him an EOL because he has damage.
He's got the EOL.
Halfway into 3.
I want to go on board with Jason Williams here. I want to hear this. I want to hear if he misses a shift. Doesn't appear. I don't hear nothing that sounds out the ordinary. Make it real quick. We'll ride with Levi Ramsey. See what he hurt. See what. Right on board with Levi here. See what happens. We're coming to the restart. He just on the bumper and doesn't get off of him. Kind of hooks him.
So getting a little couple of reports here from our leader. We might not have the restart zone enabled. We're going to be treating this as we do every week. So again, it'll be 65 for everyone, and then we'll just be going off of the leader in the box. The only thing that changes from that is that it just doesn't pop up a graphic on his screen to let him know the speed. And I think sometimes P2 might not have that, but I could be incorrect. But we're just going to treat this how we normally do. Nothing different is going to really be changed from that.
No, thanks for the clarification, because that's why I cracked the throttle at the line. I thought I'd beat him. I wouldn't be penalized. So, yeah, I had no indication.
So after reviewing the incident, 17 gets into the back of the 40, triggering the caution 17. We'll see the EOL at this time. Thank you.
Yeah, for some reason I don't know. I checked the settings, but sometimes it just doesn't die.
Then come to the outside.
So with that being said, not much has changed. Stephen Henning still
Hey,
out in
Levi.
front.
My bad.
Stephen Henning still out in front as you had the pylon on the screen. Didn't have a chance to really display it before the caution came out. Stephen
Just
Henning, Aaron
confirming,
Stanton.
now, after we already had the green, it's on Lear's discretion, correct?
That is correct.
Stephen Henning, Aaron
Just
Stanton
had
first and
restricted
second.
restarts in the box, so.
Josh Henderson and Shane Harr
Ten four.
third and fourth, and Cade Cannon. Actually, Mike Hauser has the top five, Cannon in sixth. A lot of patriotic paint jobs tonight. Well, where the road course did not have a single caution. It did not take long for Chicagoland to make up for that. Of course, all that's out of the way. We come down to the restart zone. We're going to try it one more time. Stephen Henning leads the first green flag lap of the race. Shane Harr battling back on top. Down the back straightaway, Cannon pushing Harr is right now. Stephen Henning trying to open up a 0.2 of a second lead. Harr a little loose, goes up the track. And 3 wide, stands around, no wreck it all. The two brothers in the wall. Caution is out again. Oh my Lord. What remains of the instant machine? What happened there? Well, we're going to take a look at it here.
Can you get the 72 a EOL here? I don't see him catching up.
We gotta slow down here, Shane. The pace started coming slow.
So, take a closer look here. So, ultimately, I don't think that 21 has any, even though 21 does get loose. 21 is nothing to do with it. But you see, Shane right there, it creates that bobble. And it's actually kind of hard to see if the 27.
Like a lot, Bob, you kind of scared me there. I caught Mike there and got loose. And he kind of got in the back end of it.
Yeah, it gets loose here if you try to full throttle it like a normal 1.5 miles.
Kind of hard to see. Well, from the sun motion angle. Nah. I think 27 still slides up into the 9. We'll see how race control deems it.
Yeah, AJ, I saw you get loose. I was trying to stay off of you there. Apologize.
And then it takes out
I don't
both
know
the
how I
brothers.
saved it.
Because I was hard on the brakes and didn't help you go around.
After review of this incident, the 27 slides up into the 9, causing the 27 to get loose and triggers this incident. 27 will receive the EOL for this time. Thank you. So,
Sorry, Robert. Wrong pedal. That was my fault.
Oh, you're good, bud.
so
Thanks for sticking with me and giving me some room, brother. Love you.
Just admiring the paint scheme.
Pretty sexy, huh?
Yeah, I got the stars and stripes on mine.
So, A&M completed one lap on the green. We're under our second caution here from
Oh,
Chicagoland
hell
International.
yeah, brother. I like that.
We apologize for the language again.
Hi, Mike.
So to give the rundown, Stephen Henning in the lead, Shane Hart second, Kane Kennedy third, Jordan Jorno fourth, Elijah Fisher top 5 as the complexion. The complexion of this race has already been dunked on its head about 2 times in less than 8 laps. So we're going to see how it shapes up Stephen Henning brings them down to the green flag again.
Green flag, green flag.
And we are rolling from Chicagoland. Much like the lap before, Stephen Henning down to the apron. He will lead He'll lead the second lap in the green. Right now, the dogfight for second. Really a dogfight for all over the rest of the field. You see right now. Oh, big block! A block that went nowhere. Cade Cannon probably the save of the night. And that's saying something coming from Road America. The driver tonight hangs on 3 wide all over the place. Cars everywhere. This feels like Talladega. Shane Hoare, he just won. He is back out in front. Like nothing happened. Oh, Fisher and Levi. They kept it straight somehow. There's been more action. There's the most action in 12 laps than any race of the season. Let's go back and look at this save, everybody. See, 3 wide, and Jess Fisher comes down and just does tap it. What a save by him and Levi Ramsey. Already the big save of the race. We're only 12 laps into this. Meanwhile, Jordan Jorno, the long shot, trying to make it into the playoffs. Ron second and Brent Hammerhand in third. He's trying to make something happen. Here comes Cannon down to the bottom. He wants to win his first race in the Inspired Cup Series. He'll take it away from Hammerhand. I apologize if I'm a little loud. The excitement's already up. Meanwhile, further back, Robert Wilhoit. He is having a good run to start off with. He will fall back into 6th behind Mike Hauser. Bobby Hadaway, another one of them, having a great run. The pole sitter, Stephen Henning, he has fell back to the 8th position. Aaron Stanton, right now, started 2nd. He is running out in the back. He has not used his 1 fast repair, so he is still safe. The only one who has used their 1 fast repair is a playoff hopeful, Chris Lyota, so he now has to play it safe for the remainder of this race, which is 96. Meanwhile, battle for the lead. These two. No try. Oh! Hammerhand hard. They're being sure it stays green. No caution for the moment. But right now, he will be clear of all drivers, but man. Cade Cannon also with massive damage. Well, because they did not, only because they did not spin out is the only reason I did not throw that caution. I'm surprised iRacing didn't throw it. Part of me was waiting for iRacing to throw it, but regardless, the night has gone bad for Brent Hammerhand and Cade Cannon. So far, the night's gone great for this man, Shane Hoare.
Thank you, you're blinking.
9th man this time. The last hit repairs the flag.
Oh, Lord. Cade Cannon in the pits. Brent Hammerhand 1 lap down. Right now, the only driver 1 lap down. What an eventful first 20 laps of a race. Meanwhile, Jordan Jorno not going away. Of course, Jorno, he would love to get a win. I don't even think it matter if he make the playoffs to him. But he wants this win hard, loose up top. That's twice we've seen Shane Hard loose on the top side. He'll defend in position. But Jordan Jorno, he's hungry for this. The times I talked to him outside of the races, he always talks about how he wants this first win, whether it's ARCA or Cup. He would love to have it in Cup. And he's a great driver, just races are not going his way. See a few drivers Hadaway off the wall. How about Robert Wilhoit and Bobby Hadaway? Struggled up there in Road America, but they came to Chicagoland with some pep in her step. You see the pole sitter down there at the bottom with 90 laps to go. Steven Henning trying to work himself back up. He led the opening 10 laps, but right now Shane Hard back to lead his 10th. Unfortunately, folks, I cannot. Well, I'll do it if we get another caution at some point. But I will iterate that I do not have an updated point system, but coming into the night, coming in before these two races, Steven Henning came in plus 56. The way things are going, hitting by next week when we go to Indianapolis at the historic Indianapolis Motor Speedway, could very easily have himself locked in on points. As look at how the draft playing a lot, but handling becoming a factor as well. Mike Hauser, of course, the safest one, came into these two races plus 134. He is trying to improve on that. He definitely has, and look who it is. Elijah Fisher working himself out of the woodworks and going for the 4th position. Trying to make up for Road America after a not so stellar performance for somebody of his caliber. And right now the Busch Light American flag Mustang is on point. Battle of the Beers, actually. Miller High Life, Busch Light. Going to be interesting to see who wins this battle going for the next couple of laps. See Fisher now drives it into the bottom. Shane Hard trying to open up the gap. Oh, he's in the wall a little bit. That's going to open up the wall for Jordan. Jordan to the apron hard and try to cover the bottom lane. He's going to let him up. Jordan Jorno now back to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to take the lead away from Shane Hard. Hard battling back on the outside now. That's brought in Hadaway and Fisher into the mix. And they blend right back in line for the moment, but take the top 4 cars, throw them under a blanket. Of course, Shane Hard trying to be the first person and inspired to go. 3 in a row. You see Fisher puts the... Oh, we got trouble. Robert Wilhoit is around the 3rd caution of the night. And he was having such a good run. At the Premier Racing Setups.com, Patriotic number 3. Slow on the apron, now the bottom lane, trying to get it back going. We're going to see what happens.
I'm not
here.
getting into either, Bobby. I haven't really been around cars there, but looks like you were good.
No problem.
I was trying to get
All
out.
right, so we actually need to go further back here. I need to see what happens here.
It's alright.
All right, so Levi runs him up.
Yeah, we good, Elijah. No problem.
Alright, so after this replay, this all starts with the 17 making contact with the 3 after extensive reviewing. It has been determined that the contact in turn 3 is what puts the 3 into the wall, causing him to spin off of 4. The 17 will receive the EOL, and this will be the second offense, so it will be a drive-through penalty. And a warning to the majority of the drivers. Great racing, I love it. Just a little bit of a warning on aggressive driving. Other than that, I have nothing else to say. Thank you.
Alright, Shane, remember I'm considered the leader. We went through this before.
Hey, Steven, I think you're supposed to be upside here, bud.
I just wanted to make sure you didn't get a penalty for that stuff. Sorry, I was daydreaming.
Not crazy, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, so with the 17 steering out there, it just moved the bottom lane up, unfortunately.
AJ, just so you know, you're clean, bud.
So coming to the restart zone. Jordan Jorno brings them down and we are rolling.
AJ, you are bleeding. So, you know.
Garrett, you seem to be good. Thank you.
Alright, Shane Har back out in front. I apologize. I had to take care of something that I cannot do from the app at the moment. Shane Har leaves Mike Hauser, Jordan Jordan, Elijah Fisher, Josh Henderson. The top 5. Bobby Hadaway hanging strong right outside the top 5 and 6. He battles pole sitter Steven Hitting back there in the back. You see it. Jason Williams, after an incident on lap 1, has battled himself back up to 8. And Shane Har blocking all lanes right now. The driver trying to go for 6 wins and 3 in a row. Way up the track. Fisher now takes 3rd from Mike Hauser. Josh Henderson after an incident earlier, he has worked himself back up into the 4th position. Jordan Jorno, as he has tried for multiple laps tonight. Clear Shane Har, he is barely. Jorno out in front. Hadaway a little bit off the wall, no harm, no foul. Levi Ramsey all out of shape on the bottom there, coming back in. As Shane Har now battles back to the lead. Here comes Elijah Fisher on the outside. Potentially 3 wide for the lead off of turn 2. Shane Har covers the top. He'll block Elijah in. Jordan now side by side with Fisher down the back straightaway. Now even for the moment, Mike Hauser looks to throwing it on the bottom. He is trying to get around Bobby Hadaway for the 5th position as Josh Henderson again has came from the back. Right now, coming to lap 35 this time. Jorno again the 52 off the wall back there. But right now,
That made me nervous.
see right now, driver chatter is the race.
This is a really good track.
The intensity picking up.
Drive it. I'm enjoying this race.
But right now, you see Aaron Stanton back there has worked himself up into 6th. Fisher still trying to work around Shane Har on the outside. Well, heck. Fisher and Jordan both have been trying. Meanwhile, that has brought about third, fourth through sixth. Up into the picture now. Fisher now back down to the bottom. He looks to try to get around Har, who's been holding that top line hostage. And new leader for the moment. Not able to get it completed yet. Drag race down the back straightaway. Giorno looking for any way to get around, and he might make it 3 wide. He'll blend back in line. Side by side for the lead for lap 36. Elijah Fisher, Shane Har. Fisher has not ducked the apron yet. Give it to Har. As meanwhile, the two Gatorade brothers back there, Henderson and Stanton, both have worked themselves back up into the top 5. As Fisher loose off the corner, another great save by the driver of the 4. Seen a lot of that tonight. You see the 40 down there, Jason Williams. Sorry about that. Did not have the run that he wanted at Road America. Try to break it up. Shane Har, hard off the wall.
On your right front there, Shane. It kind of popped up a little bit.
You wonder how long the blocks would take effect, as that has finally opened up to the new leader, Jordan Giorno, out in front. Let's go back and look at this slide job on Shane Hart, or what even happened. Just digging, the car quit digging. Didn't have the grip, kept sliding up and hard into the wall. Going to wonder how that's going to affect the aerodynamics and the handling off the 21. This been so action-packed, I haven't even said you can see where your favorite manufacturer is running, as right now it is Ford Chevy, the top 3. Shane Hart, the highest Toyota, and hey, by fact the only Toyota in the field for this race. And it is Chevy and Ford again.
Come on, guys. We're making stuff
here. Right now, it is still Fisher able to hold off Giorno on the top to come up on the lap car, Levi Ramsey. And right now, it seems like drivers now might be starting to maybe settle in just a little bit. Robert Wilhoit has worked himself back up into the picture in 6 as one off the wall. That is Levi. It's going to be tricky getting around. It's been tricky just passing cars on the lead lap. So right now, Fisher out in front of Giorno. As Fisher's about the only one who's been able to even gain that big of a lead so far, as race update so far. Shane Har has led for 24 laps so far. He looks to gain that other bonus point. It would be, of course, if you watched the Road America race, he led every lap. And will claim the bonus point there. And right now, he is on track to gain the bonus point for Chicagoland, but a long race to go, 68 to go right now. Elijah Fisher as Levi off the wall again back there.
Levi just back out. Don't overthink it.
So right now, Giorno with a big run on Fisher, as does Stan, as it is Chevy versus Ford. With another Chevy back there, and looming in the distance is a Toyota, as is the rest of the field, might I add. We work 67 to go. Giorno to the bottom of Fisher. Right now, side by side, off of Ford, coming to complete lap 44, coming to 45. Fisher takes the defensive line all the way down to the apron, trying to build a separation. Standing side by side with Giorno and Robert Wilhoit, laying back there in wait. Meanwhile, a little bit further back in the field, see Chris Lyotta.
Keep it up, Robert.
You're right on board now. All over the back of Mike Hauser. Lyota having a quiet night out, sitting just outside the top 5. Meanwhile, we're going to focus our attention back up front. Elijah Fisher. As you see Will Hoyt off the wall a little bit.
I know I didn't touch it, but I did put you in a bad spot there a little bit. Sorry about that.
KJ is slinking all over. I can't tell where he is.
Caution on the speedway. Oh, Josh Henderson, Bobby Hadaway,
Didn't see you coming.
Cade Cannon.
You're good. I could have checked.
Yeah, it's been a rough night for the driver up to 9 to start this race. As has Josh Henderson. As you see, look at the rear end. Let's see, camera people, can we get a shot of that rear end? Yeah, look at it. Left rear is all completely bent up. All right, let's take a look at it. Time shows up faster than what I give it credit for. There's barely any contact. Cannon just kissed. We're going to let race control take a minute here to decide his thoughts on this. We'll be right back from Chicagoland. Alright, no, it's a little late, so I'm going to make this quick. After review, the 72 pinches the 52 into the wall, triggering the incident. 72 will receive an EOL at this time. Thank you. That being said, oh my. That rear end still completely killed Josh Henderson.
Hi, Frank.
With that being said,
What did you say there, Shane?
big
Saying
hit.
hi to Frank.
Big hit to the 72 and
Yes,
go,
I thought you did. Go ahead, Rob.
don't know what I hear over the radio sometimes. With that being said, Good little green flag run, but we're back underway here. Alright. I'm issuing a warning to the 18 to please give a little bit of space to the cars around you to hopefully your situation fixes itself. Thank you. Right now, for the lead, is going to get some commentary in. Elijah Fisher trying to hold back Jordan Jordan like he's done the last 10 laps. Brent Hammerhand, after getting his lap back, on point as he is loose coming off that corner, down the back straightaway. Fisher able to maintain. And now you see Hammerhand, of course, as, he's going to slide up, barely clear him. Brent Hammerhand to lead, lap 54, or 53, I'm sorry. Hey, barely made it work. Meanwhile, with that barely making it work move happen, the driver of 95 has put about a 4/10 of a second lead, make it 5 and going rapidly. Oh, Fisher off the wall a little bit. I wonder, feel like, I got the sneaky suspicion that 95 took tires under a caution. I had to confirm. He did 6 laps since he last pitted. So the tire game working out in Brent Hammerhand's favor. Speaking of the tire game, we'll look at our first lap stint as if there's the culprit right there. Brent Hammerhand, Shane Harr, Henning, Hadaway, Chavez, Thompson, a few drivers electing to pit under our most recent pit stop, and now you see the tire game as Brent Hammerhand has checked out. With him being checked out for the foreseeable future, we look at this a mess. For the top 5, Shane Harr and Stephen Henning, both two of them that did pit, trying to work themselves back up to the front as we have got a hornet's nest for about 2nd to about 9th. Make it 10th, sorry. You see Jordan riding the wall a little bit. That's going to put somebody in a bad spot. They were 3 wide. I think somebody had the wherewithal to back out of it. Thankfully, Shane Harr up to 2nd. Followed by Stephen Henning with this little race you see where your drivers are running guys standing off the wall hard. Driver at 27. Oh, Levi off the wall. I had a question if them 2 cars are hurt. Meanwhile, there's your leader, Brent Hammerhand. He is checked out. And meanwhile, we're going to get a good look at the battle here. As well, it was about 8 cars and now dwindled down to 3 for the 2nd position. As it is Ford, Toyota, Ford, Chevy, Ford holding the top 5. Brent Hammerhand, one of them who pitted, and he has driven off into the sunset for the foreseeable future. As meanwhile now everybody kind of settled out into a rhythm here. There is what looks like a great battle brewing back there for where Mike Hauser's run in 7th. Mike Hauser already has had a phenomenal race. Him and Aaron Stanton both. They 2nd and 3rd at Road America, trying to capitalize even better now. Robert Wilhoit up and down 9th, but is battling within the top 10. Jason Williams as the same. And how about Bobby Hadaway, who I'm sad that I missed it, but has made the move up to 2nd. Of course, Shane Hard now dives back down to the bottom. He wants it back. Steven hitting with them.
Levi, you're a lap down, dude.
We had an incident between Levi and Jordan. What happens here? Levi gets into the wall, cuts in front of Jordan. You heard it over the radio. Frustrations from the driver of the 84, who has almost everything to lose if tonight and the next 3 races do not go right. So right now, Jorno driving with everything that he can do to make the playoffs. Meanwhile, a driver who came into the night did not have the run at Road America that he did not need. Came in as the gatekeeper tonight. Brent Hanrahan out front. It has a 1.6 second lead as he will put Josh Henderson 3 laps down, or 2 I should say, as Henderson's car is severely wounded. You see the left rear sticking out. It has not been the night that Josh Henderson needed after a solid run at Road America, but a solid run followed by a night at Chicagoland he did not want to have. Just does not cut it sometimes, but we will wait and see the points that will be coming next week. Unless you are a part of the Inspired Racing League Discord server, then you can get access the moment the results come out. But meanwhile, as we take a look back, Shane Harr, where is he at? As him and Bobby Hadaway, they are coming. As we ride on board with Shane Harr, as stated, 5 wins to start this season. He is going for number 6 as he has Brent Hanrahan lined up in his crosshairs. The gap is slowly, whoops, wrong thing. The gap is slowly, well, no longer slowly, it is rapidly decreasing. The driver of the 21 on a mission, trying to make a statement saying that he is the favorite for the championship. And he has done it this season after the season started slow, but after that first win at Texas, it awakened something in the driver to 21, a thrilling battle with him and Colt Ward at Rockingham. Of course, the dominant run Laguna Seca, Hanrahan loose in the wall. And your new leader, Shane Harr. And how about Bobby Hadaway in second? The Miller Lite driver really showing what he can do tonight. Steven hitting the pole sitter, trying to work himself back up to the lead. Right now, running third, will go in and go back through the field. You see Brent Hanrahan has slid back to 4th after contact with the wall. Do not know what damage has been done to that 95, as he has to be careful, as well as he's already used one fast repair already. Elijah Fisher, and there's Jordan Jorno, 5th and 6th. Fisher now, you're right on board with him. Trying to recover from what some view as a disappointing run at Road America, considering the skill that the driver of the 4 brings to the table each and every week, trying to make up for that. And if he can win, or better yet, somebody repeats, more like Shane Harr, Fisher himself, Aaron Stanton, the driver of the 4, will be locked into the playoffs. Right now, a very strong chance, but unofficial, until after next week, by what I calculate. Meanwhile, we continue our run through the field. Again, the driver needing everything to go right the next 3 weeks. Jordan behind him, the man who all he has to do is just keep doing what he's doing. Being consistent all throughout the year, or the season I should say, as he's been. Mike Hauser, 134 points lead above the cut line into the night. And Robert Wilhoit will be in this time. Back behind him, as you see, Levi Ramsey a lap down. Right now, the first car 1 lap down. Aaron Stanton as Levi puts...
brother, what was that? Can't just run my nose into a fence like that, dude.
Anyway, on back through the field, Frank Chavez, a strong run for the driver to 13. Many know him from the Midnight Racing League, the Super Speedway Series, and the Friday Night League. Right now, Chavez running 9th with a solid run.
Hitting this lap.
Hitting 95.
As
All right.
Brent Hanrahan,
84 hitting this time.
a meatball showing, and that is a sign nobody wants. Damage. Hammerhead spinning in the pits. We keep it straight. He knocks the cone down, poor cone. But we keep it green.
40% this time, Aaron.
But what was a solid night for the driver to 95 has gone awry, and now we're going to switch tickers as green flag pit stops are going on. As we got smoke somewhere. Somebody lighting a grill on the front straightaway. None that I can see right now, but right now we switched to the
Sorry about that, Aaron.
to the traditional tickers that runs across the top of the screen during green flag pit stops, so the overlays do not cut them off. Right now, Shane Harl has led 32 laps so far tonight, trying to make it 3 in a row and 6 wins of the season. Stephen Henning runs second behind him. Bobby Hadaway, a very impressive showing from the driver to 52. Runs third. Frank Chavez, now due to green flag pit stops, has moved up to 4th, as has A.J. Thompson, but you see the newer tires that Jorno has. And the 40 has overtaken him. Again, A.J. Thompson running in 5th. Throwback, patriotic Jimmy Johnson. Throwback, I like it, but the issues with the internet still plaguing the driver to 18. Levi Ramsey, first car 1 lap down, running in 6th. Then Elijah Fisher and Elijah Fisher now, as we wait for the scoring update, he is in 7th. Jorno should be in 8th. He is. There Jorno is, riding that high line. That car looks very loose up there up on the high line. Mike Hauser running in 9th. And rounding out the top 10, Aaron Stanton. The green flag pit stop's done, I believe, for the moment. We will switch back to the other scoring and timing, so you can see when drivers are in the pits just a little bit better, or where your favorite driver is running at all times, as we work lap 77, coming to 78 of 110. Right now, what can you say for the driver to 21? Oh, Josh Henderson in, black flag. The night is done for the driver of the 72. A disappointing way to end it after having a strong qualifying effort. A solid, a decent start to the run. And you see it, Josh Henderson now has retired from this event, and that will not be good for the driver of the 72 with the playoffs coming oh so closer. Another driver was hoping tonight would go better. Brent Hammerhand, after getting the tire advantage and leading early. 2 laps down. Already used his fast repair, so he had to fix whatever was required. And there ain't no telling what other optional damage that he chose not to repair is done to the driver of that 95's car. Kay Kennan, another one of them, up and down night trying to rebound. But a lot of these drivers are a lap down because they pitted, or they went longer than what some of the other ones did. We will reiterate to our pit stop stint link. See right now, Shane Harr on a 27 or a 31. Sorry, looking at the wrong thing. 31 lap stint, as is the top 5. You see who has greatly benefited from this strategy so far. That would be the driver to 13, Frank Chavez, as I believe we got one driver in the pits, and it is Bobby Hadaway. So we'll get an update here. It is Bobby Hadaway, the driver to Miller High Life Chevrolet, is in. That will now begin to question, was the car just handling out of his control, or is this about as far as what?
I was sitting there waiting. I was like, "Come on, Steve. Come
Or
on."
is this
Steven."
about as far as how far a driver can go on tires? But second breath, AJ Thompson went longer than what Hadaway did. So it's all about, it's just going to be an interesting strategy to see. But right now, only 3 cars on the lead lap. Hora, Henning, and Chavez. Right now, I'm going to ask, I appreciate all 8 viewers who are watching right now. Thank you for sticking up late on a Memorial Day weekend. I'm sure a lot of you had to go to work in the morning. Well, I appreciate you sticking on and watching these drivers put on what's been a very entertaining race. As Frank Chavez has pitted, as I am now being joined in the booth by somebody. Oh, Josh Henderson, driver number 72.
What's up, Garrett?
Well, buddy, it's been an up and down night for you. Unfortunately, it does not pan out the way you want it. Just, if you want to sit up here and call a few laps, I ain't got a problem with it.
Yeah, I'd like to, man. I want to have a little bit of fun before I end the night, right? So let's hope this comes down to an exciting finish.
Looks like it right now, but it looks like Ahar and Henning is trying to play the economy game. I wanted to ask you, they're on what should be now about 33, 34 lap stint. Is there enough? Do they have enough to where if they pit one more time, can they make it on fuel, or is this more been a tire game than what it has been anything else?
Yeah, I feel like 33, 35 laps on fuel is, from what I gathered in my short little stint there, is about as much as I could go. It was hard to tell, though, because that whole last run, I had massive damage, over 6 minutes. So wasn't really able to do the calculations, but based off early projections, yeah, 33, 35 laps. Obviously, Shane's pitting here, though, so we'll see. We'll see what we got.
Well, because right now everybody else has been, I know Fisher and Joyner, they've all been begging for him to pit. They've all been trying to lap down. It's going to be interesting, though, to see will the driver to 21 be able to hold his lead as he exits the pits. Other than that, other than the 21, do you have a favorite? Do you have a dark horse that you're looking at as we look at Elijah Fisher now going down the back straightaway?
Yeah, I'd say keep an eye on Jordan. He's really fond of this track. It's one of his favorites. He was really excited, had it circled on his calendar. He was leading laps early, looking strong, and he kept talking about, it's driver's track. Yes, we're saving tire. Yes, we're saving fuel. And you can hold it wide open for a couple of laps, but, Jordan was being calm, cool, collected with his tires. I look for him to be there at the end of this thing, if it all cycles out with the strategy.
And we all know that with no disrespect to the driver to 84, but we know whenever he can get riled up, it hides what he can really do whenever he is upset over the radio. I mean, you see it right now, a happy Jordan. This has been about one of his better runs this year. Of course, he was fast at Kansas. Didn't pan out that way.
He got the wall a little bit there a second ago, yeah.
Right now he's trying to get around his Chevy teammate. Huge block. And Jorno in the wall.
Not good. This is where you just got to kind of take a deep breath, reset, recalibrate. Jordan's been doing a good job with that all night when we were in chat together. So he's definitely learning from mistakes, and he's knowing to kind of keep it even-tempered as best as possible and keep his head on his shoulders. He just got to gather back in here.
A caution would change everything right now, and it put new hope into a lot of people. One of them being Shane Harr, who just pitted after he has led a high 45 laps, and he will claim the bonus point for the third straight race for leading the most laps. But do you think maybe he went a little too long on this green flag run, him and Steven both?
No, I don't think so. I think really, we got 3 wide here.
Oh, boy. Hard down to the apron. Jorno, look at the split in the middle.
What a move.
Oh, my Lord.
That's one of those, you just hold your breath and hope it sticks and hope everybody kind of keeps their car pointing in the right direction.
If I was
And then once you hear clear, big smile on your face.
Oh, so if I was Shane Harr, I would have been thinking, please don't let the door close on me. I mean, look at the intervals. He is coming. He is cutting Elijah Fisher's lead down. We're gonna switch monitor tickers here as Kay Cannon's in to make his pit stop. They'll cover up one of the overlays, but it's more important to see on the other ticker how massively this lead is starting to tick down. Again, the battle back here. Your brother, he's had an up and down night, as has a lot of drivers tonight, but running in third. What's your thoughts? As Aaron been as comfortable in the car for Chicagoland as what he was Road America?
To be honest with you, I don't think we're on speaking terms right now. We both kind of, I blame him for the reason I'm out of the race at the moment, if I'm being completely honest. So I said my piece. I went 3 laps down. I was like, all right, take a deep breath, and let's go call the rest of this race. So Aaron's fast everywhere we go, right? He felt really good. Jordan in the wall again there, though. Jordan's now overdriving it, so he's clearly getting in his head. He might even have some damage here because he kind of rode the wall there. But no, Aaron's fast everywhere we go, right? You obviously want to give your brother some love in that regard. So if anybody can run him down, it definitely can be him. But right now, it looks like Shane's got a real strong strategy when it comes to that pit cycle to get by those guys, especially with the lap traffic. And now he's setting his sights on Elijah.
I mean, right now we'll take one more look at the stint intervals for Shane Harr. I mean, he ain't even got his tires ain't even registered on the new ticker versus Fisher's 20-lap-old tires. So it's going to be interesting to see as we're about to tune in when he gets just a little bit closer to the driver to 4, but it is not going to be much. Real fast, another driver who has had a massive run, Bobby Hadaway, and driving one of my personally favorite beers, the 52 Miller High Life Chevrolet. He has really been impressive tonight. And was that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I think I know where you're getting at this because him and I got together, right? So if I'm being completely honest, never heard outside from the spotter and just entered the turn like you normally would, getting ready for the arc. And I apologize to Bobby. It was obviously not my intention to get into him. Everything kind of got shuffled up there. When Shane got the wall, he took some damage. When it all kind of got jumbled, right? And so it was one of those situations where you just kind of take a deep breath, back out of it. What I was mad about my brother was I felt like he took me 3 wide when he shouldn't, and then you kind of get back with some of the guys you're not used to racing around. And I thought I cleared Bobby, thought I had the room, and unfortunately I pinched him in the wall. I apologize to him for that, but nice recovery for him. He's all over the back of my brother here, running real strong.
Right now, battle for the lead. Well, really weren't much of a battle. The tires, obviously a massive help, and Shane Harr has now retook the lead with 15 to go. We're going to run back through the field here. You mentioned Jordan Jorno Probably a little frustrated behind the wheel, which to be, and it's not to be, and it's understandable to have such a strong car that he's had and now starting to fall off as you look at Stephen Henning holding 5th for the moment as we'll actually go back here to watch Jorno and Hauser battle for the 6th position. But, I mean, what can you say? I mean, he's put a lot of pressure on himself for the being so far out in the playoffs and trying to make a great run. As you see, he buried it under Hauser. What's the plan right now in Chevrolet? A lot of your drivers around that bubble, so to speak. What is the plan for Chevrolet for the next 3 weeks?
Yeah, I think it's, if I'm being completely honest, I feel like the Ford camp has really good team camaraderie. They help each other a lot. They give each other space on the track, and we do the same thing, right? But a lot of us are racing around that cut line together. Myself, Jason, Jordan's making a really strong run here towards the end of this regular season, trying to reel us in. So there's a little bit of that, yes, we're teammates. Yes, you want to kind of work with each other, but at the same time, you want to beat these guys. You know what I mean? So it's help them as much as you can. It kind of goes back to my brother and I feel like every time I ask him for help, he don't want to make me faster. You know, he just learned it on your own. So I think that's happening right now in the Chevy camp. We're definitely giving ourselves space, which is fantastic, but we're all also gunning to make the playoffs here.
Right, that will be very interesting if it does come down to a Chevrolet fight. Of course, I hate to remind you, but you came into the night plus 13 to the good as we view Shane Harr once more as we're going to be coming to 10 to go next time by. But yeah, if it's
I wasn't trying to let you buy. That's just how it works out.
If it was, if it comes down to Chevrolet, what do you think is going to be the idea going into Daytona in 3 or 4 weeks now? Like, is it just going to be every man for himself, or will it be something similar to Talladega that we saw Saturday night?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to, give away all my cards on what I plan. And it's circumstantial. You know what I mean? We enter Daytona there. Real tight. Obviously, it's going to kind of be every man for himself. But what's the old saying? If you want to finish first, you first must finish. And I think we're all smart enough. Not me tonight so much, right? Like you said, I was tight on points. I didn't do myself any favors tonight. So, but I think you just got to play by ear, and we'll see what happens. But I think we're good teammates. Just we're competitive teammates.
Well, I do want to ask your personal, about as unbiased as it can be. Of course, this question isn't going to be around any favoritism or nothing, but looking at the season so far as a whole, do you have
no caution for Cade?
There it is. Caution is out with 8 to go. And Cade Kennan.
That changes everything, right, Garrett?
Oh, my gosh.
Who saved the set of tires? And let's re-rack them, boys.
Let's look at this real fast. What happens? Gets into the wall and just frustrating night. Never gets off the gas and completely kills the rear end.
Learned my lesson. Don't let the back end tap the wall.
And that's exactly what happened here from the driver to 9 as that car is done. He will take his fast repair.
From the driver's seat, I could tell you it's actually kind of interesting. The backstretch is curved, right? So you have to put a little bit of wheel in it the entire way down the backstretch, and a lot of guys would kind of almost saw at the wheel to get it off. It's almost like they kind of forgot the wall was curved, give it a little bit of a saw, and kind of jerk the car. You kind of seen Cade do it a little bit there on exit. He kind of just put some wheel in it, and that, like he said, the back touched, and around it went.
Well, I mean, of course, we've seen so many great saves. I know Elijah Fisher's had about a half a dozen in this race alone tonight. How the track's designing that back straightaway curved as a few drivers are pitting here.
We know on pit road here.
We know Cade. Cade will probably receive the EOL more than likely. Race control deems it. So we're gonna go back live here so people can see the race off of pit road. I know Fisher's in. What I'm trying to ask.
Steven. We're cooked.
Yep.
What I'm trying to ask you is, does the way these cars have been
Just
loose,
hang on to it for 7 more laps.
the way these cars have been loose off the corner, is that a contribute to how the track
That
is
happened right in
configured?
front of me, so yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I'm too intrigued about this race here, Garrett. I'm kind of listening to the
check,
drivers.
The
Kind of see
issue
what happens with this.
Yeah, you hear the fuss. Yes. Race control is going to say his
Garrett,
line.
can you take a look at the 40 on why he got a black flag?
What's it saying that he? What's the black flag saying?
Said he entered on a closed pit, but we all had the pit lane open.
That's because he's a lap down, so he has to pit on the next lap.
That's why.
Yep.
So he'll have to serve that.
Yeah, unfortunately, the first time by, only lead lap cars get the chance to pit if you're a lap down, which we got a
Man.
few of them out there. You
We've
got to
all,
pit the second time by.
and we've all made that mistake. One green here. Race control is going to give his review real quick.
here, buddy. Black plate for under yellow.
After review of the incident, the EOL would be going to the 9 for getting loose on the back straightaway and spinning out. That'll be all. Thank you. And then I have a pitting.
There were some people talking there, Garrett. You're going to A, have to repeat yourself, and then secondly, we'll have to get those penalties again. What were they?
So, the 9 will receive the EOL for this caution for bringing it out. And secondly, because of the circumstances with the 40's black flag, I cannot clear it, being that he was basically he was pitting when he shouldn't have. That'll be all. Thank you. Also, Brett.
95, average black plate, back there, yellow, $50 from the pit. Around
Yeah,
the
let
bottom
clear
of the pit.
Brett's.
Yeah.
But we're coming to green here.
It's clear now. So, with that being said,
Why are we going green? I'm not caught up.
oh well, hold on. Just add the lap. Add the lap. It's almost midnight, so everybody's running on fumes. We're gonna.
Everyone's tired. Everyone put in a
Everyone's
lot of left
tired.
and right turns at Road America, right? And now we're all on edge here.
Yeah.
5 laps to go.
So they're gonna make it one more time.
So the one I'd keep my eye on here on this restart is going to be Elijah. He's got the fresh tires. He's on the outside. Now he's got to make sure he doesn't jump the restart here and get penalized by any means. But definitely that outside lane is fast on fresh tires.
Wait, did I already get into 90 EOL? No, I did not. One to go there. Okay, no. Shoot! Oh, French Chavez.
Alright, guys, let's wad them up.
You can hear the displeasure in Shane's voice. He knows he had this race won and did not go his way with that caution.
I can't hear. Yeah, I can't. Hold on. I'm just gonna hold my tongue here for a second. I'll sort through all this at the end of the race. I don't understand if there's any black flags. They'll get clear. Coming to the restart zone. This is not a green, white checkered attempt.
Well, car spun his tires just a little bit there. Shane with a nice jump. There goes Elijah looking to the outside.
A massive gap for Shane Hart. That might be all he needs, as long as they don't want him up. 40 car will be in this time. You hear it over the radio. Meanwhile, side by side, the 2 4s down the back straightaway. Hadaway trying to stick his nose in there.
3 wide for 4th.
Might be 3 wide everywhere. Hadaway, Hauser, that was close for comfort. Here comes Fisher to the outside.
There's the outside lane. Like I said,
Yep.
it's going to be really strong, but let's see if Jordan Jorno can get up there. He's going to dive the bottom of Shane.
Gonna take Shane
What a
3
move by
wide.
Jordan Jorno.
Oh, Fisher the wall.
It
That
stays
dude
Fisher
goes
off the wall
hard.
into Shane.
Shane hard into the wall. The caution's out again. Bobby Hadaway's down there in it. Oh my God, there's a big one. Drivers all over the place. AJ Thompson, what in the world?
I think that's going to be on me, Shane. I got loose off the top. I didn't even...
God,
Yeah, I know what
well, what
I had
was?
no warning. It's like the freaking air off the wall just pulled me down.
Well, the dominant car of the night will not be going to victory lane unless a miracle. Let's look back at it here. Because I thought it was just Shane Harr, but apparently there's more cars involved. So let's look.
Oh yeah, that was our big one there.
And we're going to review it here, back it up. Fisher. And if what I think's about to happen, I'm going to wait here because he hasn't got loose yet. He just gets up. He's probably got, like you said earlier, he's probably got too much wheel in it, trying to saw in the wheel and just gets out from under him. And of course, 21, an innocent bystander. Yet again.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room off there. Shane's coming up because he's tight. He's on older tires, but he did leave Elijah the room. And when you're coming off that curved wall, that air just sucks you right down into him.
Meanwhile,
but Jordan Jorno, what a move to clear them both. I mean,
and
he
he
was
is the leader.
Yeah.
As you see in the replay, Will Hoyt, Hanrahan, Bobby Hadaway, a good run going. He is in the grass. AJ Thompson has been a struggle for him. So Elijah Fisher getting loose, and of course, you know, it's accidental, and it's almost the end of the race, but the EOL will be going to the driver of the 4 as we take one more look.
I mean, to be fair, it looks like they might have almost had it saved, but Aaron was coming with such a strong head of steam, he tried to shoot to the outside, and just obviously the momentum change, he got in the back of the 21 there, but that was obviously incidental contact after the initial contact.
Yeah. Yeah, Fisher getting loose on the top side, and
unfortunately, Shane Harr goes for a wild ride.
Yep.
Just not his night. And even though we see it a lot, right? Every other week, he comes out, leads all these laps. Obviously, he won Road America, so it's not a complete waste of a night. He had a strong run there. Just wasn't meant to be and go back to back.
Race controls ready for the invert. After reviewing the incident, the 4 gets loose in the 3rd lane and comes down and makes contact with the 21, triggering the incident. The 4 will receive the EOL at this time. Thank you. As you see a little bit.
Aaron, I think I'm on the outside with that.
I didn't hear what they said.
Sounds like they're just trying to make
You
sure
gotta
they get
issue
there.
me the EOL, Garrett.
Hold on. If you will give me time to click the button, I will. Anyway, coming to the restart here.
Yeah, I'm on the outside here, Aaron.
Anyway. This will be the 1 attempt at a green-white checkered. Jorno. We may be done.
I have to add one here. I don't know. It looks like there's a little bit of a mix-up here on the restart.
Shane should have been your race to win though anyway.
I just let them know we're going to add one just so everybody can be lined up.
We're adding 1 lap just so everybody can get in the right order and all that. Just be sure there ain't no confusion. Try to end this on a green-white checkered.
Alright, Shane, I just made that an endable turn.
So for Jordan Jorno, if he can hold this off, obviously, it might not lock him into the playoffs
Nice.
for
No, I
say.
might not be able to make it on gas. Cool.
But regardless of the fact here, it'll be an impressive performance. Mike Hauser. Obviously, you know Mike, the most consistent driver. Most consistent driver here, looking for his first win. He's been very vocal about it.
You got a lot of hungry drivers here at the front, right? A lot of guys might get desperate.
Well, then you got to look at row 2, Henning and Stanton. I mean, that's the points battle in itself, depending on how the points look after tonight.
It also
that.
sounds like we just got some radio communication from the 27 that he might not be able to make it on fuel now that we had to add that lap. But obviously needed to add that lap. They were in 3-4 there, and they still didn't have the correct lineup, so want to make sure everybody had the right spot.
Yeah. And, well, it's all about to play out. It's in the hands of Jordan Jorno. Mike Jorno more or less wants to win and punch his ticket to the playoffs. It is undetermined if that would help him. Mike Hauser just wants to win because Mike's been the fastest guy numerous times and hasn't got it yet. Down to the bottom, coming to be 2 laps to go.
That outside's quick. You see Mike kind of peeking to the outside.
Mike, look, Jorno shut the door.
Aaron to his side.
Does Aaron help Jorno and try to get him that win, or does Aaron try to take it for himself if he can make it on fuel?
You mentioned the Chevy teammates. Let's see if they work together here.
Oh,
They've
yeah,
been,
right now,
cooperating all
Stanton.
night.
No, Stanton down
White
to the
flag.
bottom. White flag, 1 to go. Jordan Jorno trying to hold off Stanton. Mike, oh! What a save! He still saves it! No, not
Three's
yet.
Three's out of fuel. 3 is out of fuel.
Robert Wilhoit out
There's
of
the
fuel.
teammate.
Mike Hauser. Oh, my Lord, there's going to be an argument in Chevy tonight, I feel like. Mike Hauser out of turn 4, standing with one last gas down to the bottom. Hauser down the block. Mike Hauser takes Chicagoland and his first win in Inspired. Mike
Nice
Hauser.
job, Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
We see some post-race fireworks there between the 84 and the 27. Obviously, Jordan feeling like he was done a little dirty there by his teammate.
Yeah, we're going to be watching here. Ah, yeah, there is. There is some post-race.
Here. You
There
see
is.
the difference between the teammates, though,
I'm
right?
sorry,
You see
guys.
all the
There's
Ford
no
guys
going
coming up and giving Mike a congratulations. Big win on him. He's obviously emotional.
Well,
right
he
now.
didn't
Great
need to
race.
win I feel like, to be locked in on the playoffs, but by God, doing so good. Josh, you ready to do your first post-race interview?
Yeah, let's bring it on, man. Let's get him in here.
Mike Hauser, Garrett Jenkins, Josh Henderson up here in the booth. Buddy, you finally got it.
How about that, Mike?
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm
He's
the
crying.
biggest crybaby ever. I'm waiting forever
Hey.
for this, man.
Yeah, how did you feel seeing the 27 and the 84 making contact there, heading off into turn 1? I'm sure your eyes got big.
I thought I lost it for a sec. I thought I made the wrong move by giving Jordan the, I didn't know where to go. I knew Aaron was going to help him, and I don't know. I just saw them get together, and I put my foot to the floor, and I prayed that I wasn't going to get involved in it. I made it. Sucks that Jordan and Aaron wrecked, but I'll take anything I can get at this point. It's been so difficult, so long, to get to this point, and I appreciate everybody for, all their support. I'm not going to lie. Tonight I wasn't a good teammate to my friends. I got really upset in the call, and they kept me in it. They kept me in the game there, so I have them to thank for everything.
Well, buddy,
I want to add to that real quick. Sorry, Garrett.
Go ahead.
It's just interesting because the whole broadcast here with Garrett and I have been teammates, and obviously I dropped out of the race with a jump up here and talk in the booth, but it's interesting you mentioned teammates. I've seen all year long the Fords work so well together. Can you just elaborate on what you guys do throughout the week, heading into a race to support each other, take care of each other, share notes? Because unfortunately the Chevys, we can't really talk about Toyota. There's only ever 1 or 2 of them out there, but, the Chevys just, you saw it right there, right? It's just a difference in teamwork compared to, going for it and then not really giving each other an inch.
Yeah, we try our best to work together. And like I said, we're always keeping each other in the game. If someone loses their cool, everyone's there to help try to keep them cool, get them back in the game. It was happening at Road America. I was losing my cool there, and they were all saying, hey, you got this. And we're always trying to help each other out, give each other tips on the setup and, things like that. And I like I said, I wouldn't trade them for the world. I took them for granted tonight, and I'm just glad they're there to back me up. I owe them the world. I owe them everything for this win.
Well, buddy, I do got one question for you. But I hate to put you on the spot, but if we hear the emotion, tell us about it, because it's been a very long time coming for you. I've mentioned it weeks on out. The preseason, 2 wins, and then is arguably the most consistent driver in this league this season, and then you finally put it together. What's the emotion like?
It's a rush of emotions. Like I said, I was mad and I was scared and then I was happy and then I was trying to come to the line, and it was just a point where, like I said, I tried my best every race, and sometimes it just didn't work out, and it just gets to a point where you don't know if you can win, and it weighs on you a lot. So I hate to sound emotional over something like this, but it's great. I have all my buddies here, all my teammates here rallying with me, so it's really special. And like I said, it means the world to me.
Well,
I completely know the feeling, Mike. Congratulations on the win, man. You earned it. Like Garrett said, you've been consistent all year long. You're one of the cleanest, smartest drivers out there. Nice job, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Mike Hauser, first career win in Inspired, and it comes just 3 or 4 weeks before the playoffs. Congratulations, Mike.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, that about makes me cry. I've been there before. We will get the.
I'm still looking for it, right?
We'll get Aaron Stanton.
One of those you hear the emotion in his voice, though, right? It's just amazing to hear that. So that's how hard and how much effort we put into this each week to finally get to the top and win one of these races. It's not easy.
Unfortunately, Aaron Stanton not available for an interview at the moment. We will get Elijah Fisher in here. He finishes 3rd. If we can. Oh, there he is. There was lag. Elijah Fisher, Garrett Jenkins got a copy.
Yes, I do.
Well, buddy, obviously your teammate probably going to be the happiest man for the next week. It was a roller coaster of a night for you in both races, but you do manage to walk out of here 3rd. Just explain how the night went on. It seemed like handling was a factor a lot, and what was your take on just tonight?
Honestly, like this 4-car was solid tonight. We had a lot of speed in it. I don't know what it was, but we'd get up to that outside lane and could just rip it so well. It was everything we wanted out of this team, out of this 4-car, and we had a little bit of a strategy go the wrong way in the race there. Ultimately, we should have been 2nd or 3rd. That's where we were rightful to be at. So I'm grateful for that. I will say I think Shane Harr would have been a back-to-back winner, and we have that caution, and then it's just so up and down because it's like, oh man, we're P3. Like I knew we were gonna get beat by that 21. He had a lot of speed tonight. So caps off to him because ultimately he was quicker car, and we couldn't quite get that rhythm that we needed in part of the run. Kept getting caught up in some stuff, and ultimately, towards the end of the race, it was a similar situation with it, just getting loose off the corner, and unfortunately, just Shane was right there. This car had been solid all night, so there was no warning when that happened, but ultimately just very grateful to be P3. Congrats to Mike on the win. There was some earning it with everything that played out in the last 2 laps. Just ultimately crazy finish, and again to Shane Harr, I'm sorry about our incident off the corner. And the other thing too, just with him, probably without a yellow being the winner there, a lot of speed in that 21 car as well.
Josh, you got
Elijah, it's Josh up here. I got a good opportunity to jump up and get my first practice of the broadcast here. So obviously restarted. Looks like about 11th place there with 2 to go. Tell me about working through the pack there. Obviously you had some fresh tires compared to a couple of them guys up front, but still green white checkered, 2 laps to go. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Good to hear your voice up there. Yeah, we were on those better tires there, and I don't know. I just saw a lot of people just, door banging for positions, and we just took advantage. I don't think a lot of people could run the. I'm not saying I was the best at it, but I had a really good advantage up by the wall. There was so much grip up there, so just trying to rip it in the middle lane and avoid everybody else and sneak in for P3. I mean, it was kind of one of those races. I was like, I'm just gonna put myself here, and we'll take a couple extra playoff points.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, absolutely. One more question for you, just because of the way everything kind of shook out there. Kind of the theme of the broadcast when I jumped up here with Garrett has just been teammates, teammates, teammates. And I've mentioned it a couple times already. You see the Fords work really, really well together, and at the same time, you see the Chevys not so much, right? And there's been some dialogue. If I'm being completely honest, I kind of gave my brother a little bit of a talking to before I headed out of the car because I felt like he put me into a situation where he didn't need to. So just give me the dynamic of the Ford camp. We asked Mike a little bit about it. Like, it seems like you guys just communicate so well pre-race, during the race, post-race. Obviously a lot of contact post-race there, but good contact with Mike. But then at the same time, we saw a couple Chevy teammates post-race kind of getting into each other because obviously tempers flare. A couple of them guys really felt like they had a shot to win. So just elaborate on your guys' teamwork as a Ford camp.
It's top secret. I'm just kidding.
I'm trying to get trade secrets here, Elijah. Come on, let me in.
Exactly. Honestly, what we do at Ford is we go out there and we just encourage each other throughout the race. It's communication. We're feeding each other info. We're talking about other drivers where we can. We're just doing everything that we can to get the small things put together. And ultimately, as an organization, with our team, we try to work on goals together. We're trying to celebrate each other's success. Steven getting the pole. It's like early on in the race, it's like, all right, Steven, you got this. Go out there, lead some laps, go get it, and everything we can. We actually had a little bit of a fight tonight for some of us, but we're not going to talk about it. But we had a little bit of tempers flaring. But the thing is, we always try to not let it affect what's going out on track, and that's the priority on this team. That everything that happens in team chat, it's the competitive spirit, and we understand our personalities sometimes under the helmet's a different side. I mean, I've said it for years. Joey Logano is probably the nicest guy on the track and the biggest on the track. So we just try to realize that there's the competitive person under the helmet, and there's also the communication that we try to get to, which is the personalities. And Steven and Mike there, and Brent, they are just three guys I couldn't ask for any better teammates. It's no offense to anybody else, and I'm like, we had Chris for a bit. He was good too. He had the same thing, but I guess just as a team owner, it's about building people up and not taking them down, and we look at our races after the race and see what we did differently and what could have been different. We're always talking, always got to communicate.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you, man. And I already had a bad night going, but thanks for rubbing salt in that wound with Steven beating me for that pole. Thanks for bringing that back. So just great race, Elijah. Nice rebound there on that green white checkered. Obviously, the slide with Shane isn't what you wanted. I know that's not what you wanted, but heck of a rebound there with the green white checkered, man. Nice job. Congrats on the third.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much, Josh and Garrett.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. Elijah Fisher comes home third tonight. Of course, we got time for one more, and I know it's late, and I hate to do this, but we'll get the driver to 84 in here since Aaron Stanton isn't available for an interview.
Let's see if he'll talk to us.
If I can get him in here. Jordan, Garrett Jenkins, Josh Harrison, got a copy.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy, I feel for you. Me and Josh both.
Hey,
too.
Jordan, it's Josh right up in the booth. You got us?
He's got to see. Mike's cutting out.
I'm pretty numb.
Well, buddy, it was a career race up until that last lap. Just take us through the whole range of emotions. A positive will be you will walk out of here fourth and gain significant ground towards the playoff gap, but I know that doesn't help much. Just take us through the last lap with Aaron.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know. I mean, I went into the corner trying to run the second lane. I don't know if Aaron thought saved the car. Just hold on. 1 sec. I'm gonna switch to my phone. Just give me a second. Sorry.
You're
Don't mean
good.
to-
Take your time.
We knew. Yeah, get yourself collected and let us know when you're ready, man.
I'm good. I'm good right now. I don't know, man. Went to the corner. I don't know if Aaron thought I was going to go high. Tried to run the second groove. Got turned. I saved the car, and I don't know. I don't know. Can't get much closer. I don't know.
Yeah, I was really rooting for you there, buddy. Obviously, my race didn't go the way I wanted it to, and I had an opportunity to jump up here. And I mean, Garrett can attest. I called it. I said, keep an eye on that 84 car, and sure enough, we got that caution there at the end. Gave you a perfect shot at it. Folks watching are going to say, right? So definitely something that I think we could all work on a little bit. But I want to say you had a heck of a drive there. Just awesome, awesome restart. Your move to take it 3 wide on Elijah, did you think you're going to clear him off the corner, or did you just look in the mirror and see smoke and think, oh, wow? Yeah, you remember that pass?
So with that pass, I got up to him, and I knew they had used up their tires earlier in the race, so they were on old tires. And I drove it to the bottom and held the throttle down. I knew I was going to clear him, but I was expecting him to fight back off the corner. I wasn't expecting him to just not be there anymore. That was kind of cool, but obviously the caution didn't really help me at all. I think I honestly had a better try if that caution doesn't. So I don't know. I wish they could have kept it clean, but I know how hard it is on the old tires. I was hitting the wall and stuff late in the run, so I don't fault them or anything. Didn't, so.
Well, I just want to say, man, for what it's worth, that was the move of the race. You were about 2 car lengths back entering that corner, and you cleared them off of it. It's just listening. I did get closer and closer every week. You're getting more and more consistent. I know we talk about it in the Chevy camp, man. I feel for you, right? And obviously, I had just words too throughout that race. I think everybody did. It just might be heat of the moment, running back-to-back races like that. And I think it's past all our bedtimes, Garrett. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely past mine.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah.
Well, Jordan, buddy.
Yeah. So
in 3 weeks' time, we're going to arguably your wheelhouse. That will be Daytona until then.
I know you're going to be fast. You're going to cover this, and you're going to be back at it.
Yes, he is.
I don't know. I don't know if that race will go well for me, honestly. Yeah. I don't know. Just kind of numb right now, honestly.
Completely understandable.
Yeah. Very understandable.
A lap away from my first win. Got turned by I guess a misunderstanding with my teammate. So, that's what it is. Happy for Mike though. So.
All right, buddy. Well, we're going to go ahead and let you go here.
Sorry, we're not trying to bring the
Well, I know it was hard, Jordan. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, Jordan comes on.
I'm glad you waited, because I would have just hung up if you guys had brought me right in here. So.
Yeah. Jordan, 4th out of Chicagoland. Appreciate it, buddy. I think my Ethernet cables came unplugged somewhere because everything's being slow.
Never.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, losing you a little bit, but never easy, right? When you're in that situation, Jordan, Mike, both were in the same boat. We talked about it coming to that restart. Both of them wanting to get that first win, and unfortunately, you can't have 2 winners in these situations, right? So, just you feel really, really bad and gutted for one, and you're super happy. It was nice to hear Jordan say, congrats to Mike there in that. So, at the end of the day, I think we all, like Elijah says, wants to be inspired. We want to see each other get better, but we're still competitors, right? And we put the helmet on, and unfortunately, feelings do get hurt at the end of these races sometimes.
Unfortunately, it's the highest of highs. You heard it from Mike in his voice. The highest of highs can be, and then you hear Jordan, the lowest of lows. And we've all been there. I've been there more times than I can count. Anyway, it's 12:05 on the East Coast. Josh Henderson, I appreciate you stopping by, buddy. Stop back by anytime you feel like you want to commentate. The spot's open.
Yeah, it was fun, man. I really appreciate you letting me up here, and hopefully we get a chance to do this on Saturday night some. I'd much rather spend some time with you than race with some of these yahoos, you know. So it was a lot of fun, man. I appreciate it. We'll get better.
Oh,
together.
Yeah. All right. Josh Anderson, unfortunately, not the results that he wanted tonight, but he was nice enough to stop time and give some insight and some commentary. With that being said, I'm going to make this quick. The unofficial results: Mike Hauser, Aaron Stanton, Elijah Fisher. That is your top three. Jordan Jorno, after a strong performance, will come home fourth. Stephen Henning Jr. in fifth. Bobby Hadaway, what a run that the driver to 52 put on tonight. He will walk away sixth. Chris Lyota, Brent Hammerhand, seventh and eighth. Shane Har, so close to a three-peat, and it just comes undone in the final few laps. Robert Will Hoyt, a top 10 finish after a strong up and down night tonight. AJ Thompson 11th, Frank Chavez 12th, Cade Cannon. It was a long night for him for Chicagoland's concerned. Jason Williams, the finish that he does not need to try to pursue a quest in the playoffs. Levi Ramsey 7 laps down in 15th, and of course the man that helped me call one of the best races I've ever seen before in my life, Josh Henderson, will come home 16th. With that being said, everybody, I know I've kept y'all up past y'all's bedtime and all that. Appreciate you stopping by. Saturday night, we will be at Lime Rock for ARCA 40 Inspired Racing Series, and then the first race of the playoffs, I do believe, for the Midnight Racing League. With that being said, I'm Garrett Jenkins. It's been a pleasure calling what was an exciting 2 races. At the end of the day,